Hello and welcome to the second episode of Charger Chat. Today we have Nadine Bourne, a student at the University of New Haven, and I am your hostess with the mostest, Kiana Quinonez. Let's chat. Welcome, Nadine, to Charger Chat. This week we have a lot of campuses to talk about. Everything from homecoming concert to everyone's favorite topic, campus parking. So, I hope you're ready to chat.
Of course.
This year, Scope and several other RSOs are putting on the first annual homecoming concert in the Beckerman Rec Center. The concert will be headlined by Hoodie Allen, and his opener will be Crystal Clear. Allen will be performing new music, and those who are attending the concert had the opportunity to get a free t-shirt by donating 2 cans to Hurricane Relief and to the Connecticut Food Bank. So, Nadine, how does Hoodie Allen compare to previous headlining acts that we've had at UNH?
Honestly, I feel that so many people are excited for Hoodie Allen because he was a part of our childhood. But in my opinion, I feel like we've had bigger headlines in the past for homecoming and for spring weekend that we could have had for homecoming instead of Hoodie Allen.
I definitely agree. One of the reasons they chose Hoodie Allen is because the co-sponsoring organizations voted on their top performers, and they took that list and applied it to their choices. And I guess in previous years, he was one of the almost options for spring weekend, so they decided to bring him for homecoming concert.
I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I believe that this is something for the students, and so I feel as though the students should have a say rather than having a few organizations on campus having the final word for who's going to be performing for homecoming, who's going to be performing for spring weekend.
I definitely agree. I personally have never heard of Hoodie Allen. I know I've heard from other people that he was kind of like the middle school dreamboat or something. Everybody knew about him back then, but I have never heard of him until he was announced for the homecoming concert.
I'm in that same situation, never heard of him a day in my life, and then when my friends said, "Oh, do you not know who Hoodie Allen is?"
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Which itself, if you don't know who he is an interesting question.
Yeah, and so I heard one of his songs today, and I don't know, he didn't interest me at all.
I think the idea that he has new music is what is getting people, because he was like really cool back then. But I still don't know. He's not really my cup of tea.
Same here.
I like the idea, though, that they're offering free shirts to everybody who goes if they donate cans of food to the Hurricane Relief and to the Connecticut Food Bank.
I find that it's such a good cause that, yes, it's benefiting us in a way, but we're also benefiting people who really need the help with everything that's going on right now in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Whatever we could do as students to help them, we should do that. And so for students to get a free t-shirt, it's a win-win compromise for everyone.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's a really good draw for people who may not know him, because at least they're donating to a cause and they get a free t-shirt in the end.
Yes.
Well, we hope the concert to hit nonetheless. Up next, we say our final goodbye to AOL Instant Messenger and see how nostalgic students get. A few weeks ago, AOL announced that they would be disabling AIM, or the famous Internet Instant Messenger. Everyone remembers the screen names, the away messages, the classic IM sounds, but what's the reason for putting all of this to rest? Now, on December 15th of this year, it will officially be out of service. As of now, there is nothing to replace AIM, so it's kind of just going to discontinue altogether. And AOL is going to be looking to rebrand themselves as Oath. So, tell me, Nadine, do you feel nostalgic about AIM leaving? Do you want to come back? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
I do feel very nostalgic about it because growing up, AIM, AOL, it was like one of our go-to places as the younger generation to go to where, you know, older websites we can get access to. I feel as though it shouldn't have a comeback. And I know that's very weird to say, but it's in the past, and I feel that there are just some things that just shouldn't have a comeback. I feel that AOL is one of them.
Definitely. I feel like, especially when it comes to our generation, we like to hold on to a lot of things that remind us of our childhood. I know people were upset when MySpace left, but at the same time, no one was using MySpace, so why did we still need it?
I mean, I never had a MySpace,
Yeah.
so I never saw the need. I didn't feel anything
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
when it was.
That's honestly how I feel about AIM, and I feel bad for saying that, but I never had one, so the fact that they're leaving, when I heard, I was like, okay. Like, it wasn't a big deal to me, but a lot of people are really upset about it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. But one thing that I feel that what they're doing is trying to grow up. And so that's why they're rebranding themselves as Oath, which is weird because Oath has nothing to do with AOL or AIM. So I don't understand where they got Oath from.
Yeah.
But if this is something that they want to do to rebrand and like make them seem like they're getting older, then that's good for them.
Well, it seems it's just time for us to move on from AIM. So mark your calendars. On December 15th, we'll be putting up our final away messages. Coming up next, Mitsuki Garvey Sanchez joins us to discuss a female University of New Haven student making headlines both here and at Yale. And we're back with Mitsuki Garvey Sanchez, here to talk further about Nicole Ferrucci. Ferrucci is a senior sports management major and has been selected to intern for Yale's D1 football team. Why is this so interesting? She's the first female to have the position, and it comes right from our very own school. Now, Ferrucci will be managing their football program and will be handling feature stories, game day information, and schedules of the team. On game days, she will be making sure the team is where they need to be, in their hotel rooms, in the right rooms, and she will also track their participation and conduct press conferences with the coaches and the players. So, why is this so empowering for women in the industry?
I feel like that this is empowering because in a male-dominant world, females are kind of like overlooked or underlooked, and for her to hold this position as an undergrad is really good. It's a good opportunity for her. It shows that women can be in this field and they can speak on things that they know, things that they're passionate about. And I feel like a lot of times in sports, women are overlooked because it's like women don't know anything about sports. When in actuality, a lot of females love sports and they know more than men sometimes.
I feel as though this is a great opportunity for her and to show everybody else that a woman could do whatever a man could do, and it's something that females have been fighting for a very long time in history. So the fact that she's doing this and she has that authority over like how many males there are on that football team, and I hope that they give her the respect that they would give their own coach, because that's what she deserves. And if they don't, then she needs to lay down the law, and I hope she does.
Definitely. And she's the first female to not only be like their manager, but to travel with the team. She's going to be on the road with them all the time, in the same hotel, at the game. She's going to be in charge of watching their stuff. So I think it's important that they recognize, you know, she's like in charge. She's running stuff. She's making sure that we're all okay, and that they're still going to give her that same respect and space.
Yeah, I definitely think that her holding this opportunity is gonna give, like, not like a passage, but a way for other female students, or in general, younger girls in high school, and show them that you can chase after anything you want. Even if it's a male-dominant world, you can have it too. Go after it. Don't be scared to do it, because it's yours for the taking. And she's really showing us that with holding this position.
Definitely.
I just hope that they give her the recognition that she deserves. Like, a lot of the stuff that's going to happen for the team falls on her. Like, where they are, what are they doing, they need to do this, that, and the third. That all goes under her. And I know that she's going to do it right. So I just hope that, like, when they're giving thanks, that she's a part of that, because she's right there.
Definitely. And this is an internship opportunity, so it's going to be great for employers to see that, you know, she was the first woman to do this and that she will hopefully does it right. I know she got it.
Yeah,
Nicole's got this down packed.
women are taking over the world.
We hope to see more women in male-dominated jobs like this in the future, especially if they're students from the University of New Haven. Staff writer Sarah DeMattias wrote an opinion article this past week in the Charger Bulletin about the issue of campus parking. Now, parking is dependent on the spots that are available and kind of parking in the correct areas. Not every area on campus is open to everybody. The zones for some parking passes do not have enough spaces. So how do you think both resident and commuter students feel about parking, and do you think it'll get better or get worse? What are your stances?
I feel like they're very frustrated with parking. I know we had a discussion in class and they're saying, like, with the incoming freshman class that's so big, it's only going to get worse. I'm a commuter, so parking is really bad for me. I travel really far to park, to walk to campus, so I don't think it'll get better, but I hope that the university tries to fix this in a way where it's easier for, you know, residents and commuters to find parking easier. So, like, it's not making them late to class, it's not, you know, inflicting or conflicting with their schedule and stuff like that. I hope it gets better, hopefully, because it's an issue.
Yeah.
I heard from my friends who do commute and who have a car that they have to park at Hoffman near Dunkin' Donuts, and even if so, there's not that much parking up there, so they're like they can't really park anywhere, and then they have to walk from Hoffman, which really doesn't have a sidewalk, so that's really unsafe for the students to walk across the street to get to school.
There's no crosswalk there either.
No, there isn't. So it's really unsafe, and even here on campus, people come here at like 8 o'clock to get parking. By 8:15, there's no parking at Kaplan. There's barely any parking in the commuter parking lot, and it sucks for people who then have to park in the commuter parking lot, for commuters who can't even park there, and then people get ticketed for having their car there, but it's like, where else can they go?
I remember last year I had a teacher who was like really strict on getting to class that time, and one time he was late to class himself because there wasn't parking for the teacher. So I don't know. It's a tough program, and I know when I was a sophomore, I parked at North Campus, and I thought that parking on campus, having a red pass, would be a lot easier, but it's frustrating because there's certain times that I come to campus and I'll drive all around West Side and Winchester, nothing, then I have to go all the way up to Bergamy, nothing, then I have to come all the way back and then check the West Side parking lot. It's too much. Like, there's not enough parking anywhere, and I feel like a lot of zones are blocked off for specific parking passes, and it's frustrating when I see those spots empty, and I'm like, well, I can't park there now. Where am I going to park my car, you know? And it sucks. It's really frustrating, and like I don't know what to do.
Well, I know that I've heard that President Kaplan doesn't want to make this school seem like a commuter school anymore, and so he's trying. This is what I've heard, that he's trying to like get rid of some parking spots, and then he wants to add on new buildings. And it's like, well, if you add on new buildings, where are people going to park? And because we have such a big incoming freshman class this year, half of them are going to have cars to park at North. Then everybody else who's parking at North, they're going to come on campus. We don't have enough space for all these cars. And I'm guessing like half of the upperclassmen who don't have cars, they might have cars now, since some of them will be seniors. Seniors sometimes get cars. It's like, where are we going to have all these cars?
Yeah.
I feel like this issue is beyond residents and commuters. It's affecting faculty, professors, and it's just an issue that it needs to be fixed, or they need to start fixing it, or trying to come up with solutions. Somebody needs to throw out solutions, because it's not only affecting the students now, it's affecting the professors, the faculty members. So it's like, if it's affecting faculty members and professors, it's a serious issue that something needs to be done.
Yeah.
We just need parking.
We need parking.
That's all we need is parking.
It's unfortunate too, because our location, like campus-wise, doesn't allow necessarily for people to not have cars. But I guess we'll have to see where it goes. Well, there may be a light at the end of the tunnel for parking on campus. For now, it looks like we have to go Hunger Games style in the mornings. That was this week's episode of Charger Chat. Nadine, Mitsuki, thank you for joining me. Hopefully we get to see you again in the future. And as always, I am your hostess with the mostest, Kiana Quinonez. See you next time, Chargers.